Welcome back to Running Free with JH. Today I want to talk about the book review of 50 Marathons in 50 Days. Overall, I think out of 5 stars, I would give this book about 4. The only reason I give it 4 is because some of the book a little bit was redundant for me and a little boring, only because I've been running for many years and read a lot of running books, so some of the information there I kind of knew already. Now, if you're a brand new runner and you are getting into reading books to get information, or you want to hear somebody's other lifestyles because they wrote a book about their life or whatever, this book itself has gold. I'm talking about gold, everything from hydration to proper eating to proper nutrition to proper ways of recovery after a long run, how to actually build up, and he even gives you at the end of the book there's an index about how to train for your first marathon, how to actually recover from it and everything. He does a very good job at that, and so overall that book is phenomenal for an actual beginner. Now each chapter is broken down into themes, which I thought was pretty interesting compared to I was going into it thinking there'd be on 50 marathons, 50 days, 50 states. Okay, there should be maybe a chapter per each marathon for each day. That wasn't the case. There were times when you had 1 chapter and 3 marathons you covered in those chapters. It'd be 10 pages, and 3 pages was 1 marathon, maybe 2 pages was another marathon. You cover. There were some events where he covered it in broader terms, talked about the people he met, the experiences he had, like how in the first marathon him and his wife renewed their vows, and they brought a priest from Italy in to do it, which I thought was very classy. And there's other marathons where he talked about it, just about his enjoyment of the run, and that was about it, and he went into the theme of the chapter. So that's the cool thing about this book, is each chapter is broken into themes. You know, he has the long run, about how to actually, what happens on a long run to you, recovery, proper shoes, and everything has a theme. So if you're a brand new runner, again, this book has gold knowledge for the new runner if you want to learn, or if you need to refresh up on things, just look at the chapter titles. And if you can Google Dean Karnazes, his books, 50 Marathons in 50 Days, you can see the chapter titles online, and you can just figure which one you need, and that would good. Now, I got this book off of Libby, the library app. I don't know if anybody know about this app. I'm not being paid for it, but the app Libby is awesome. It's also, the other app that I use is called Hoopla. Those both apps are, it's basically goes with your library card, and instead of actually going to the library and getting books on paper, you can download it to your iPhone. I use that iPhone, so you can use it to your phone, your iPad. You can do like that online. You can read it on your actual computer, and that's how I did it. So that's how I got the book myself. I got it for free. The library, after 21 days, it went back to the library, just like I would actually go to the library and actually get an actual book. So that's how I did it. It was perfect for me. I read about a chapter a day, a chapter every day. So it took me about 21 days to read it. I took my time, I reviewed it, and was thinking about the themes of the book. Now, things I didn't like about the book that I thought could have been done better, towards the end, like I said, I was kind of couldn't wait for the book to end at the end. The first week or so of reading the book, like the first maybe 7 to 10 chapters, I was with them, I was in the enthusiasm, but it felt like to me by the end he couldn't wait, or maybe this is just because he was feeling what it was like to be at the end of the actual endurance event. I mean, this Endurance 50, the actual thing he was doing with the North Face, in the beginning of it he was psyched, and you can tell as the chapters went on he was getting less psyched and more like it was a chore in a way. There were times where he would have the smiles come back, but it seemed like in the end it was more of a chore for him. And I could kind of tell, at least that's my feelings, I could kind of feel that by the end of the chapters that's how it felt. And so some of the chapters by the end started draining, and I'm like, okay, this doesn't give me anything, and it just felt like some of the chapters were there for no reason at all, like he was trying to put chapters down. In the beginning, it felt like there was a purpose, there was a meaning. By the end, it just felt like he was just trying to put something together, which kind of sucked for me in the end. But like I said, if it's a brand new book for brand new runners, this book is pure gold, even the end chapters, because it has something for everyone who needs to learn something. So, but this guy is a good hero. I mean, to show you by the end in the stats at the end of the book in the index about what his body went through. He actually had a labs done, which had blood draws throughout the actual event of every other day or so, and they were sent to a lab about what his body was doing, the breakdown of the muscles and everything. And he also said he wore a heart rate monitor. They would check his vitals and every single day, and they charted it. And his body is like a machine. And it goes to show you that your body can do whatever you want to do with proper time and training. Like, you can't go run 50 miles 50 days tomorrow if you've never run a step in your life. I mean, you could do it. You might be in so much pain doing it because your body is kind of adjust. But he's been running for years, 100 plus races, 100 plus miles per race. He's optimized for it. I mean, you took 10 years and you ran every day and you got up to about 50 miles a day. I can say you do this no problem. I think anybody can do this if they really wanted to. So overall, this book was great. I'm trying to think of anything that's really bad about the book besides by the end being, like I was saying, being kind of dragged out. There wasn't much horrible to say. I mean, I found a few errors. We talked about spelling and everything, but that's just me being picky, whatever. But because I couldn't really find a lot of bad things to say about the book. He didn't come off of things that he was given. Like every single chapter had tips on how to be better at hydration, proper nutrition. About one time he talked about shoes, and he's talking about the Vibrams or like the flat feet, or like the shoes who are supposed to be lighter in air, almost like your feet. And some of that stuff I don't really know a lot about, so that was good information. So when he did give information, he actually backed it up with where he got his sources from. So there's not much bad about this book. So if you want to actually learn about people in the running community, and you get websites about running clubs out there, what he does on a daily basis, how he thinks on his runs, he talks and everything. I mean, think about it. After 50 days, he actually ran his last mile in New York City on that day in New York. And he actually ran it in about 3 hours. After running a marathon every day, and most of us train months for a marathon, we can't get 3 hours on the day of our marathon day, and we've had a day or two off before the race. So it goes to show you that you can do everything as long as you have training for it. So that's my overall view for 50 Marathons, 50 Days by Dean Karnazes. Not a lot that I can say that's negative about it, a lot of good stuff about it. That's all I got. So if you want anything, comment below. You can always email me at runningfreewithjh@gmail.com. Look forward to some more book reviews.